This is going to be leaving Ellis County. This is all now. The dangerous part of the storm is in Roger Mills County, coming in on roll and sliding off to the southeast. Right now, it's pretty much on 283. It will eventually leave 283 and push along and east of that and then head over towards Herring and Strong City. But yeah, it's still pushing southeast. So, okay.
I've updated the storm track on links too. Still have it moving about 25 miles per hour, still including Cheyenne. But like you said, I think it does cross 283 eventually. Yeah. If it doesn't weaken. Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think roll at 946. Now, Cheyenne would be the western side of it just to be safe. It looks like it's going to go a little bit east of Cheyenne, but not by a whole lot, but just enough. But it's going to be close, but we'll include you at 1017, Hammond at about 1041. Really, Hammond is kind of on the east side of this, but Hammond back to Strong City, you at this point are in the line of fire, right, as it slides down to the southeast. So hail coming up on that. So that's a big supercell, big rotating large storm, upwards of nearly 60,000 feet. Shear rate has been intense. Let's go back to Links 1 here and look at the storm strength. You can see it just kind of explode.
Boom. It's really, really ramped up. So, yeah, that is a big-time severe storm producing wind to 50 to 60 miles per hour, nickel and dime quarter, and maybe even some golf ball size hail now. So, large, large storm. Okay, looking at Jeremy Carter's shot, let's jump back to the east here.
Okay.
And let's see what we have with this storm. This storm's a little bit smaller, about half the size, but it is getting larger. And it looks like now it's moving more east-southeast, down towards Southard and Canton. You're going to get the hook. Looks like pretty close to you. And hail sizes right now in that storm are actually pretty small right now, nickels and dimes. So kind of small. We'll see, though. It is getting stronger. And you can clearly see the hook back here. Not tornado warning yet, just not there yet. Hopefully it won't be, but you can see the hook. There's your mezzo right back here, pretty much just northwest of Canton. I mean, what does shear rate look like? Are you out of...
This is out of Vance.
Yeah.
And I can take it to TLX. But if you look at it, I mean, you can see the hook very, very clearly. There's just not a lot of low-level rotation in it at the moment.
No, which is good.
Yeah, and it is feeding further south. So if it gets down south of the boundary, we'll see what it does.
Yeah, and the boundary's right in here. Should be right in here, kind of arc. So if this storm can get just 10, 15, 20 miles farther south, make a turn, it gets also into a favorable environment to produce tornadoes, okay? All right, so watching that big storm there. And what about hail sizes? We're showing just nickels and dimes, right?
It looks like the intensity might have come up just a little bit now.
Okay.
Let me switch here. Yeah, still showing nickel dime.
All right, well.
The lightning count's kind of holding its own on this storm, and there's kind of the strength of it, so it's just been slowly increasing. Okay,
and just, there it is. Yeah, it's definitely making, right now, more of a east-southeast turn. So, all right, that'll take it down towards Southard. Who knows? Maybe as far south as Hitchcock, but I think Loyal, you might be in on it, and maybe Hitchcock. And once again, if this makes a right turn, this is coming into the West Metro. That would be Canadian County, okay? That's going to come into Oklahoma City. West Oklahoma City, the way it is right now. We'll see. But it's going to try to feed south and east, okay? If I'm a betting man in Vegas, I'm bringing it into Canadian County. All right, so let's talk about, again, tornado warning. This is the serious part. Remember, as always, lowest level of your home, center part of the house, small bathroom, small closet, right? You don't want to be up top, second, third story house, whatever you got. You got to get out of that. You got to get down low, okay? And there's your hook, still hanging back on 283. And right now, Val is right there looking right at it. And Marty's making his way off to the south, and he's going to come in on the southeast side. Looking for any debris. Don't see any, which is good. Val's not reporting any power flashes or anything right now. But there's your inflow notch. There's your hook right here. This thing is alive and well and breathing as it makes its way, again, southeast at 20 to 25. Yep, it's pretty intense core. Lots of lightning, too.
And you can see kind of that V-notch showing up now in the precip, kind of going around that hail shaft.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure is. It's becoming more pronounced for sure, getting stronger and stronger and stronger. All right, so once again, tornado warning now for northern in central Roger Mills County. This is going to be from Roll back down to Strong City. There's your hook. There's Val. We have Marty Logan here on the southeast side. And not quite the classic Screaming Eagle looking yet on radar, but we're getting there, right? With the wings and the area we all know, the old beacon here. That's your inflow notch right there, wrapped up into it. This is where the mesocyclone is that Val's looking at. It's still pretty much on 283. Let's go back to Val. And yep, it is. Let's get an update from Val again. Val, is it right over 283, the circulation? How close are we? Do we have Val?
He's on, but he might not be able to hear us. Oh, there he is.
Okay, let's go to Val.
You turn him on.
Turn him on.
Can you hear me all right?
Go ahead, Val.
Okay, so the circulation is very close. I'm going to say very close to highway, going right over the highway. Might be just still a tad west. It's really hard to tell, but I think it's right over the highway. We're looking at the shot. It's so dark out here. Our roof cam, our night vision shot, it needs a little bit of light to see. But, man, I'm telling you what, that storm is so big and it's blocking all the light. So, anyway, there's a lot of lightning with it as well. There's also 2-inch hail falling with it as well. We're going to watch that rotation. We're going to watch the lowering closely and let you know if we see anything at all. David, back to you.
All right, we'll stay with it here. I know you will, and he's right there, and we'll see what it does. Still has a hook. Tornado warning continues as it's sliding southeast down 283. This is, again, going to be out in Roger Mills County, and this is in far western Oklahoma, where we've had some action here the last week or so. But going down 283, there's your hook, and it's a big storm, big hail. Right now, it's nickel and dime and quarter size. Right now, we're not showing anything, but the instability out here, the available fuel for this thing to feed into, and that's exactly what it's doing right now, is endless. It has an endless supply of energy to tap into from the storm all the way into Texas. And it's just, everything's funneling into that storm. Okay? So coming into, again, Roll right about now. Hail sizes are not that big, but the tornado threat is certainly there and certainly real right now. So if you live in Roll, down 283, and then points east, center part of the house, lowest level, tornado warning continues. Shear rate, once again, right there where Val is, right over Roll, just about. And that's the area of spin that we're watching. And it just continues to push off to the southeast. It's not fully tightened up yet. It's spinning, but it's not got into overdrive mode yet. Still tornado warned, and that might... Did you change radars?
No, that's the same. It's almost the strongest it's been the entire time right now.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's not perfectly balanced.
Nope.
It's not, a couplet that is
50
real
to
extreme,
12.
but I mean it's tight enough that it's very dangerous, and it's definitely coming right over Roll.
Yep, right now.
Right now.
So you had 50 tours, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm like 12.
Yeah. So more than likely not on the ground, okay? Just looking at velocity data. But we got to watch it. Doesn't take much, and especially the night we have right now with those low-level winds feeding into it, and the hook, and the jet stream winds coming out aloft, around 20 to 30,000 feet up. The winds are pretty decent tonight at the jet stream level. All right, let's go back to the east, and let's see what this storm is doing now. This storm is severe, not tornadic. Our hook is still hanging back near 151, and it's definitely moving east-southeast. Coming out of Canton, and lots of folks out at Romano's State Park, possibly for the weekend. If you know anybody at the park, camping out, whatever, give them a heads up. Big severe storm to the north, and it has a hook on it. Not quite strong enough to get a tornado warning, but it has a hook, and it's going to be sliding east-southeast down towards Southern, and then maybe as far south as Romano. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. We'll see. Hitchcock, Loyal, and we'll see if it makes that turn. Right now, it's still moving kind of east-southeast towards Loyal. So
it's moving at like 15 miles per hour, too. It's moving very slowly.
Yeah, it's crawling.
At the moment. It might start to pick up, though. So there's the latest track. That would bring it into Hitchcock at 12:20 or at 10:27 in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, and what about State Park? Are we close to that? Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
right
there
in front
it is.
of me.
Romano's.
Sorry. 1031, Romano State Park. Okay, so beautiful this time of year. Folks camping out, we get it, but you got to let somebody know if you have any friends or family that are there. Hey, wake up, or at least be paying attention, right? You cannot stay in a trailer or anything like that, right? Or a tent with something like this coming in, right? The lightning's fierce and it's increasing, and the lightning is dangerous, the wind is dangerous, and it could ramp up. We could get a tornado warning out of it. We hope not, but we'll see. And so that's going to, again, come into the West Metro the way it's going right now. And that storm is severe. Look at the hook now. Man, it's definitely hooking. But as always, mini storms rotate, put hooks on them, but don't produce tornadoes. So now over Canton, looking for shear. A little bit of spin now. Hail sizers are still doable, still pretty small. There's your hail core. I bet we have some quarters in there.
Sure looks like it.
It does. Yeah, and that's sliding. Gosh,
it really is. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely made a turn. So it was going down 51 to O'Keene, and nope.
Hank is north of Watonga, and Jeremy, of course, is in the core of the storm.
Yep. Let's go back to Jeremy, and he's on the northern side of it, it looks like.
He is actually down near the Canton area. His GPS has not updated.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get an update from him. He's looking right back to the north and northwest. Go ahead, Jeremy. I know you're a little farther south than we're showing you. And what do you think? What do you see when you look off to the west and northwest there, back at the hook?
So I'm actually sitting in the parking lot of the Canton School, and you can see this hook. And I went outside, and David, there's a lot of lowerings back in there. That's just kind of normal on a storm like this. The wind has been coming a little bit kind of out of the northwest, so there's really, it reduces the risk whenever it's like that. It's still not feeding yet from that rich air that it's wanting to get into, but I'm going to continue to stay with it and watch it, David. Back to you.
Yeah, and what you were saying there, Jeremy, about getting into the rich air or the more unstable air, that's probably going to happen. If it keeps moving southeast, it's going to tap into the better environment to keep this thing going and probably crank it up even more as it moves off to the southeast, okay? All right, back to Lynx 1, and he's right there. He can see underneath it. Clearly a hook now. And just to the west and northwest of Canton, it's headed down towards Carlton, headed down towards Roman Nose and Hitchcock. There's your shear area of spin now, back west of Canton, right? But just not strong enough to get a tornado warning, which is fine. Hopefully it won't. But if I live south and east of this storm across central Blaine County, southern, eastern Blaine County, I'm paying attention to this storm, okay? And from there, it's going to head down towards Watonga, and eventually it's going to make its way into southwestern Kingfisher County and Canadian County. All right, so let's go back out west, and tornado warning continues. And this is going to be for Roger Mills County, sliding southeast right over, again, 283, going down towards Strong City eventually. There's your hook. We have Val there. Marty's coming in from the southeast, making his way. And he will help out Val as they track this thing sliding southeast. It's not moving that quick. We're still, Lacey, what do you think? Still 20, 25?
It's been about 20, 25, but this is a 15-minute lapse. And watch this 15-minute lapse. I mean, it's barely crawling. So it's probably moving at 15 to 20 at the moment.
Yeah, okay. Well, and sometimes that can help or lower the tornado threat if it just sits there. We'll see. It's not stalled though, but it is moving.
It is moving. It's just moving very slow.
Yeah, slow. So, but it's not. It has a hook on it, but it's not quite gone into. Is that VNX?
This is. Yep. There's Amarillo.
Switch to okay.
Yeah, there's not much of a difference.
All right. I know Frederick's a ways away. What's Frederick look like? Okay. Yep. It's just pretty far out here. All right. So once again, there's your hook. Sliding southeast, and the tornado warning now just north of the Black Kettle campground. If you know anybody that's out there camping this weekend, they have a little bit of time, but not much. Lightning already within striking distance easily of the Black Kettle campground. And you folks in Strong City, prepare for, again, going to the safe spot, lowest level, center part of the house. Tornado warning continues, again, down to 83. Okay, so once again, let's take a look at the hail, and they've not really come up, have they?
No, every time I look, the hail sizes are not, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Out of this at all showing up. And when we're looking for reports, I haven't seen much in the way of reports. Andrew, have you seen anything?
I haven't seen that many reports.
Okay.
Okay.
As far as hail goes, Doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah. Right.
But not seeing much in the way of reports of hail.
Right.
You would think, oh, there we go, just uptick to quarters. But you would think the hail would be very large.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, radar says every bit of quarters. Okay, so that's going to come in a roll right about now. Let's go back to Val and bring Val back in here. He's looking. Val, you're looking off. Look at all the yuccas and all that. I love Western Oklahoma. It's beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
It really is pretty.
All the sagebrush.
Oh, I know. Val, looking off to the northwest there, I assume. Give us an update underneath the updraft. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's exactly the direction we're looking. And there is, it has to really lightning just right to see it, but there is kind of a bowl-shaped lowering right there. Now, keep in mind the storm base is just a little bit on the high side still. It's not really fully like a low type of a base. It's still a little bit high, but that is kind of a lowered updraft base that you're looking at. And it's just a little bit west-northwest from our location. Also, want to let you know our inflow went to almost nothing, 5 miles an hour, 3 miles an hour right now. And it might be that we're so close to the mezzo that we're just almost right under it, or maybe the inflow has slowed down that much. So whatever that says, that's what we're seeing. So no more hail that we're seeing falling. All the hail was back to the north a little bit earlier, so I'm not for sure on the hail size at the moment. So we'll keep watching it. A lot of lightning, that's for sure, David. Back to you.
Yeah, and lots of lightning. We can see it back here on Next Gen Live and Storm Shield, and we can also see it in your shot. So, yeah, we have that part covered. But look at the yuccas here. I love it. Again, going into bloom. Okay. All right. Back to Lynx 1. Tornado warning again. Roger Mills County and sliding southeast. Is it just me, guys? We were talking about this a little bit there when Val was on. It doesn't look quite as impressive.
Yeah, the lightning count has come down just a little bit with it.
Down to 50.
And we were talking about it slowing just a little bit.
Yeah. And it's going through some cycling process, and that happens. But yeah, this storm it's weakened some as it's made its way down to the south. All right, headed towards.
Definitely has that classic, west to east look, flat.
Yeah.
But the updraft is kind of being disturbed, pushed out away from the mezzo.
Yeah.
So cycling, what you said. I mean, just look at the parameters. It's been between talking to trackers and looking at parameters. The environment's conducive for low-level shear. So any storm that will plant itself and try to lower those pressures will spin at the low levels. Mm-hmm. But you can tell by just looking at reflectivity and also the storm views from some of our trackers, the base is lifted a little bit than it was 20, 25 minutes ago when this originally was tornado warned. So if you don't want a tornado, this is a good sign to see. But the environment is there to produce tornadoes and very large hail with these rotating storms for the next several hours.
And David, speaking of the very large hail, there was a spotter report of ping-pong size hail 2 miles east of Crawford just now.
Okay, there we go. So that was back up here, right? So that makes sense. So ping-pong ball size. Yeah, that's good size. That's damaging hail. But see how the storm itself is kind of thinning out and had a little bit of a hook. Now it's kind of almost west to east, almost a C configuration there, which is indication of possibly a little bit of, no doubt about it, at least a weakening phase right now. We'll see if it holds. It can easily go back the other way, just as easy as it's gone this way. Circulation not as tight. It's come down some. Not as fast, right? Sliding off to the southeast. And once again, the tornado warning, though, does continue down to 83.
The track is on Lynx 2. I just brought it all the way down to I-40. The storm will probably spin at least that long. It may not be tornado warned that long, but it's going to be a supercell for quite a while. So there's the latest track.
Yep, and so she did a track basically on where the tornado will be or would be, right? Right now it's not on the ground, but it's spinning fast enough. So we'll say moving into the Black Kettle Campground now. Strong City, 1019. Hammond, 1046. Elk City High School at about 1105. Elk City downtown, 1109. And Canute at 1118. So, and by the way, you are watching News 9 at 10 o'clock. Thank you for joining us tonight if you're new to the party. All right, so, let's see, storm strength up north. Let's go back to the eastern storm.
Yeah, this is on Lynx 1, and that storm continues to increase in size slowly.
Due south almost.
And the strength, yeah, definitely increasing as it moves more and more into a more favorable environment.
Yeah, so, I mean, my prediction earlier was Canadian County. I don't know. Now I'm thinking.
Yeah, if it keeps moving due south, goodness.
Yeah, it's not going to Canadian County.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's still moving southeast, but man, it could easily do a tuck and roll and head straight south. All right, so Carlton, right about now, the hook, it's not quite what it was, which is good. Still severe, and the severe part of the storm is basically at the bend on 51, back to Canton. You folks in Kent Lake, you still have lightning, but the storm is on the south side of the lake, leaving the dam area, and then pushing south down towards Watonga, okay, and Hitchcock. And that storm, is it weakened some too?
The strength of it shows that it's, actually increased a little bit.
It's come up?
And then as far as the lightning count on it, it's about the same.
Yeah, 27.
Nothing too crazy. It's just slowly getting that shoved to the south.
Yeah, and the bills are still...
They're still up there, for
sure. Justin, where's Jeremy? His GPS has him way north. He's south, right? Yes. Okay, let's go back to Jeremy and get an update from him. And we'll bring him in. Jeremy, I assume you're on the south side. Your GPS still has you north. And what do you think looking off back to the north there? Go ahead, buddy.
Well, so David, one thing I can say for sure, and my camera is looking back to the north. This is 58 south out of Canton, probably about 2, maybe 3 miles. And I'm out in the hook, kind of right the main circulation, just literally right behind me. We've got a north wind that still ain't breathing in that fresh air at this point, and really kind of curious just to watch and see how it interacts with everything as it goes forward. But I'm going to continue following us south, David. I'll keep a close eye on it. Back to you.
All right, nice job. So he's right there looking off to the north on the other rotating storm that is severe right now. No tornado warning on his storm, but it's pretty strong, and it's getting a little bit stronger slowly but surely. All right, so that's his shot. Jeremy's right there. He's all over, and you can see the lightning flashes, lights up. There's the base. That's what he's looking at. And again, this is his night vision camera. All right, back to Lynx. What are you in, 2?
1.
Oh, the storm track?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Hitchcock, 1019. Roman Nose, 1020. Omega at about 1045. Watonga at about 1047. Winds 50 to 60, quarter-size hail. And here are your cities, okay? Down to Watonga, sliding southeast. It does have a hook. It does have a mesocyclone. We'll see what it does, if it ramps up any more with that cell. So, again, it is severe, not tornadic, okay? Right now, it is still coming into Canadian County, which would be El Reno, back to the west, Cherokee Trading Post, back to Hinton, okay? So, we'll see. It might turn a little more to the south. All right, so the big storm out west, tornado warning, and it's still with us.
Yeah, it just does not look as impressive, which is awesome.
Yeah. No, it's great.
The hook may be a little more pronounced. This is a 15-minute lapse, as we were saying. This thing has slowed. It's almost stationary. It hasn't moved much at all in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah. It looks like there might be a new meso trying to form now on that last little there.
And maybe that's what it's doing.
Yeah, where's Marty? That's what. Yeah, look, here we go. Are you out of PNX?
I'm just at TLX just to see. I'll switch it here back to Vance.
Yeah, okay. It's not on the ground.
And then here's Amarillo.
It doesn't look like it. Still going to have...
higher up.
It did produce back over Crawford, just east of Crawford, ping pong ball-size hail. So, 1.25 inches. There's your hail now, just north of Roll. And that's going to be, again, sliding down towards, I don't know, unless it moves easterly, but going to Strong City, going to Hammond, going to Morewood, okay? And it's a pretty big storm. It's not quite as robust as what it was, just to be honest with you. Tornado warning continues, right?
The lightning count is about 1/3 of what it was when it was at its strongest.
Yeah, it's come down.
And sometimes that can be an indication for sure of the strength.
Yeah, now we're down to 20. Okay. So the tornado warning is going to expire here coming up, I do believe.
Yeah, it goes until 10:15.
Yeah. And then if it doesn't change, we're going to lose that tornado warning.
Yeah, and we got new showers taking off, all across the north, some weak thunderstorms. That whole area probably just fills in as we go through the evening.
And that's what the model data have been showing. Lots of rain breaking out in northern Oklahoma. This will turn into thunderstorms. We'll get some storms up here, maybe a little bit of lightning and hail, right? We'll get all that going on. And it's not as unstable as it is down here in this part of the state where these storms are, but it's unstable enough to ramp these up and for these to get stronger as they make their way through northern Oklahoma. So Ponca City, Perry, Enid, Garber, Billings, Medford, Renfro, Deer Creek North, Pawnee, up to Newkirk. Just, again, be prepared for these storms to increase, right? So the two big storms right here, and they're now sliding off to the southeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, not very fast. Tornado warning continues for Roger Mills County out west. And still going down 283. Golly, is it moving like at 10?
If that. I mean, that's like 5 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe 10.
Yeah, it's just hung up. And look at this whole thing is trying to pivot back.
Right, dumping very heavy rain now on 47. Coming out east of Roll.
Yeah, there is, but goodness, it is. I mean, it's a turtle, speed-wise.
Yeah.
It is just crawling east and southeast, and it's almost becoming, see that, almost now, I won't say elevated, but it's enough that it's now almost drifting off to the east instead of southeast.
Yeah, the lightning count just continues to quickly drop off.
Yeah, 15 strikes. Okay, so weakening storm, tornado warning continues for another few minutes. We'll see if that, it's got to change or we're going to drop it. I mean, it's got to start going the other way or it's going to be dropped. But it's still severe. Quarter up to ping pong, ball size hail, maybe a golf ball in there, but nickels and dimes, maybe some quarters now. That's even getting smaller. But it's just shrinking. It's just shrinking. All right. So, Lace, let's go back to our east.
Okay.
What you got? Were you going to say something?
Nope. I was just looking at the same thing at the eastern storm, which is still not necessarily exploding by any means. The lightning count has come up some in the last 5 minutes on that storm as it makes its way down towards Roman Nose and Hitchcock. Yep.
And again, it's a supercell, rotating thunderstorm, the hook, the mesocyclones right here where Jeremy is. And it's now over Carrollton. Carlton. And the hook is right here. It's not tight. It's broad circulation. That's okay. Many storms rotate but don't produce tornadoes. What was that?
That's out of TLX. This is out of Vance, which is a little lower.
Yeah.
Just to show you the difference here.
Yeah.
The hook's a little more pronounced now, too. Yeah. It kind of went away for a minute.
Oh, hey, before we get happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, how about
2
that?
2 more hours left of it. I told my husband I could either spend our wedding anniversary with him or I could be here with the weather team.
Really?
I've spent more with y'all than I have with him, I'll be honest, over the last 16 years.
Yes, that's true. We've spent a lot of your wedding anniversaries together.
We have.
And we
thank
say
you guys.
thank you. Thank you. So, Tyler.
I'm sorry, I forgot a gift.
I know. No, this is the gift, Justin. This is the gift. Being with us on a Saturday night, Memorial Day weekend.
Y'all know how to make a girl feel special.
Oh, that's why we're here. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's why we're here.
We did buy her dinner.
You did. That was
right.
nice.
I did. Right? Okay. All right, so here's the hook now. Again, right here, sliding down to the south. Here's Eagle City. And this hook is still fairly pronounced. Not a tornado warning on it, but there's your mesocyclone right where it should be. So it's all good. And Jeremy's right there, looking right at it. Looking at shear rate, max rotation, right where it should be, sliding southeast. Okay, and Hank is, he's doing the sit and wait and watch. And he's just going to get back in here and he'll catch up with this thing and it'll come right on top of him and he'll just keep moving with it and pushing south. It's moving almost due south now.
Yeah, that one is still definitely moving, definitely increasing on a slow trend.
Yeah, it's getting strong. Lightning's come up, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. It's up to 50 strikes in that box now, and it was like 25, so it's almost doubled.
Yeah, so definitely getting stronger now. Definitely severe. Winds 50 to 60, nickel and dime, quarter-size hail. Hail core is going to be between Southern and Canton, and right along and just south of 51, right in here. There's your hail core, and then there's your hook, right? Inflow notches right here, right where my finger is, and there's Jeremy, right where he should be. He's looking right back to the north as this thing comes on south. or southeast, but it's you can see what earlier it was moving due east, stops, right?
Yeah, we had it going right down Highway 51. Oh, there we go. I was taking a drink of water. Sorry. We had it going right down Highway 51, and now it's definitely made more of a southern track.
Yeah.
So I'll just zoom out, show folks where this is.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay, so two big storms here in Oklahoma City. We do have showers and thunderstorms developing to the north. These will increase. This, the way it's going, might come into Canadian County, and that is the West Metro, right? And this storm has no chance of making it in Oklahoma City. This will stay out here, but still, you folks, again, Custer County, Butler, Foss Lake, right here, and we'll see if this thing can hang on a little bit longer. But right now, it's definitely on a weakening trend. What's the time here?
10:11. This is moving at 25 miles an hour. So if it makes it into Canadian County down to I-40, that'll be close to midnight, between 11:45 and midnight.
Okay. So El Reno along I-40, again, 10 minutes before midnight, before it rolls in. And it is getting stronger. Might get another tornado warning out of this one. We haven't had one yet out of this one, but we'll see. But this will eventually tap into some 70 dew points, which is extremely high, and low-level jets going on above our heads. So we'll see. This one is just kind of hanging on. The hook is not as pronounced. It's not as strong. It ramped up. Tornado warning came out, and it's kind of dropped off a little bit, and it's just kind of hanging on.
Yeah, that tornado warning is going to go away.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we've been saying here in the last 10 minutes,
Sure.
10 to 15 minutes, that it's coming down. All right, let's get an update from Val again, and let's check in with him. Val, go ahead, give us an update. And that storm, again, it's weakened now. The tornado warning, we're going to go ahead and drop this on that as it makes its way off to the southeast. Go ahead, Val.
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw that just now, but the lightning was just right, and you could see the base of the storm. It still has a pronounced, an updraft base with it, but here's the key thing. The base has risen, and by that I just mean that, the height of the bottom of the cloud level has lifted up higher up in the air. That's what we mean when we say the base has risen. There it is right there, another lightning. And that's a pretty good indication that the storm has weakened. Everything you've been saying about this storm weakening is spot on, David. It's just going through a weakening phase right now. If that's going to continue, they're going to drop the warning, and it might eventually go away, but that's why we're out here. In case it doesn't, we know it is rotating, and we know that it always could come back. We're going to watch it. Back to you.
And well put, nicely said. So here's the deal. We've had today kind of what we call a cap or lid in the atmosphere, and it's pretty high up, but it's a warm layer of air. And we've been pretty toasty. And for storms to grow, they've got to be cold from, as you get higher up, they get colder and colder and colder. And this warm layer of air, it's had to go through that today, and it did. But I don't know. It might still be somewhat impacting it a little bit here. And the lightning continues to come down. All right, back to Lynx 1. And the tornado warning, again, is now going away with that. The hook is still there just to the north and east of Val, and he's on 283. The lightning count has come down. The hail sizes have come down. The winds have come down.
So still almost stationary. It's really barely moving.
Southeast of 5?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a good thing, but yeah. And that's when I started to kind of go,
Yeah, it was rolling, and then all of a sudden it started pumping the brakes real quick.
Yeah, because it's shrinking. Okay, back to the northeast, other severe storm.
Okay.
And now this one is definitely stronger. Hank's right here, Jeremy's right here. The hook on this is still very pronounced. This is now the strongest storm in the state. This is in Blaine County, dropping down to the south. I know the warning lace has it like that.
Yeah, it has crossed the highway there.
Yes.
South of Canton, so it's moving a little bit more easterly, but it's south-southeast.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to Romanos. That's what we said earlier, and it's going to try real hard to come in on Watonga. So if you live in Watonga, between Watonga and Omega, down Highway 3, need to be thinking about a couple of things. Nickel a dime, quarter-size hail, winds 50 to 60. And once it gets farther south, I think the tornado threat, at least dynamically speaking, should be higher, at least the environment. So we'll see. It could ramp up. We could get a tornado warning out of this as it makes its way again off to the south, right? Let's go back to Jeremy. And Jeremy's right on the highway here. And Jeremy, circulation just to your north. You can see it, you can smell it, you can feel it. It's right there. Give us an update.
Yeah, so I'm right here on the highway just south of – I'm right next to East County Road 730 and Highway 58. You can take a look and you can see a little bit back. You can see the rotation right back in the rain. But I've got a north wind here still, David. Still, it's fairly a high base. Really, the most I've seen out of this has been some cloud-to-ground lighting fairly close and about nickel, maybe dime to penny-size hail, David. Back to you.
All right, nice job. Okay, so again, Jeremy there on the southern storm, the eastern storm, on the southern side of that storm as it makes its way again off to the southeast. So once again, the tornado warnings have now dropped. We have one severe storm left. We have two, actually. The strongest one, though, is coming through Blaine County, and it's moving down towards Roanoke. Storm strength, it's up there. It's weakened a little bit as well. Now right over Carlton, headed down towards Roanoke and Watonga Regional Airport in Watonga. And there's your hook, clearly showing up.
I've got the track on links 2, David.
Okay, links 2. And
I just took it all the way down to I-40.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Hitchcock, yep, now. Roanoke, 1021. Watonga, 1045. Greenfield, 1107. Lucky Star Casino. And there you go. 1142. Cherokee Trading Post, 1150. El Reno, 1153. And we'll say Cedar Lake at roughly at about 1211. So that's this severe storm. It is a supercell. It is rotating, sliding southeast, getting into more of a favorable tornadic environment, tornado-producing environment. We have low-level winds ripping into this thing, lots of moisture coming in from the south, and there's your hook right here. But right now it is just severe. All right, links 1, there you go. A little bit of shear, a little bit of spin. Right, it's right there. It's right where it should be. Everything's pointing to exactly where it is, but just not strong enough to get a tornado warning out of it, which is good. Let it spin all day. And hail sizes aren't too big, right? We're talking about
keep seeing quarters.
Yeah.
You know, radar's indicating up to quarters.
Yeah.
Still not seeing much in the way of reports as far as hail goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Not seeing much.
Okay, yeah. So there you go now, south of Southern and Carlton. And the biggest hail, largest hail, is going to be here just north of Roanoke, between there and Carlton. That's some of the bigger hail. Okay, and right now this is going to stay and move into western Canadian County as it makes its way off to the south, and then it's going to go really down 270 as it gets a little farther south. So still severe. It's not off the charts like, oh my gosh, producing baseballs or tennis ball size hail, and which is good. But here's the again, another storm out here that is still severe, but no longer tornado warned. So right now, nothing tornadic, no tornado warnings in effect. This storm headed through Blaine County. It'll come back into or move into Canadian County. We'll have to keep an eye on that. And then also the storm out west continues to weaken now a lot west of Lady. Is it lightning? Well, still some
I turned it off. There,
okay.
yeah.
But
there's
not a
still
whole lot
some, but barely any.
Yeah, it's come down a lot. So,
one
folks,
strike.
Yeah, one strike. All right, we're going to take a break. We're going to pitch to sports. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. Stay with News 9. We'll keep you advised.